All right, let's get right into it because the wait is finally over. The English Premier League is back. And boy, is it kicking off with an absolute monster of a match. A true clash of titans, with Arsenal heading to Old Trafford to face Manchester United. This isn't just a game, you guys. This is a massive statement of intent for the whole season.
And that's really the million-dollar question, isn't it? Are we about to see the first step in a huge redemption story for a fallen giant? Or is this finally the year the challenger grabs the crown? Everything starts right here.
Okay, so let's really set the stage. What exactly is at stake here? Let's take a look at where these two massive rivals are at coming into this brand new season.
So, picture this. Sunday, August 17th. We're at Old Trafford, the legendary Theatre of Dreams. And for Manchester United, well, they're desperately hoping that name means something again, especially after the total nightmare they went through last season.
First up, let's talk about the home team. For Manchester United, this season boils down to one single word: redemption. 15th place. Just let that sink in for a second. 15th. For a club the size of Manchester United, that's not just a bad season, that's a full-on disaster, a historic low. So yeah, change wasn't just an option, it was an absolute necessity.
And you better believe that desperation led to a huge summer overhaul. The manager, Ruben Amorim, basically came in and said, right, we're tearing this up and starting fresh. The goal? Erase the memory of last year. They needed new energy, new talent, and frankly, some new hope. So who did they bring in to make it happen? Well, they went out and got some proven talent. You've got guys like Brian Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha, who already know this league. Plus, they spent big money on a really exciting young striker, Benjamin Sesko. United is basically going all in, betting that this new firepower is going to be the spark they need to turn things around, and they need it to happen fast.
Okay, so now let's flip the coin and talk about Arsenal. Their story? It could not be more different. This isn't about redemption for them. Oh no. This is about finally getting over that last agonizing hurdle.
3. That's the number. For 3 seasons in a row, Arsenal has finished in second place. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, you know? They've been brilliant, but just haven't been able to get it over the line.
And that's the question every single Arsenal fan has been asking all summer. Is this finally our year? I mean, after knocking on the door for 3 straight years, just challenging isn't good enough anymore. The expectation now is to win. The pressure is absolutely on.
So, to get them over the top, they've brought in some serious talent. They got Victor Gyökeres, a striker who just knows how to find the back of the net. And then there's Martin Zubimendi in the midfield, a guy who's supposed to bring a ton of control and stability. The thinking is, these are the last few pieces of the puzzle, they need to win the whole thing.
So what you have here are 2 giant clubs with 2 totally different but equally high-stakes stories, and they're colliding on the very first day of the season. You couldn't write it any better. This is the first massive test for both of them.
And this really lays it all out, doesn't it? You've got United just trying to claw their way back to respectability after that disastrous 15th place finish. And then you have Arsenal, who are runners-up and are now laser-focused on winning the title. It's the ultimate showdown, desperation versus ambition.
All right, so you're probably wondering, how do I watch this thing? Don't worry, we've got all the info for you right here.
Okay, so mark your calendars. It's Sunday, August 17th. Kickoff is at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. You can catch it on TV on NBC, or if you're streaming, it's on NBC.com, Peacock, and Fubo. Seriously, with everything that's on the line here, this is one you absolutely do not want to miss.
And that really brings us to the big final question, right? This game is about so much more than just the first 3 points of the season. It's about setting the tone. It's about psychology. It's about sending a message to the entire league. So, who's going to fire the first shot? Will it be Manchester United's resurgence or Arsenal's declaration of intent? We're all going to find out this Sunday.